Welcome back guys. Finally, Redmi Note 11 series is launched and there are a couple of phones, the 4G, 5G. So I'm just going to call it as a straight Redmi Note 11 Pro 5G. This is the Plus version and we are going to talk about all the pros and cons. Should you buy this device or not? Because there are some serious problems with this phone. Starting with the design and color. The color is obviously new. It looks beautiful. It has a glass design like the predecessors. But the whole form factor has been changed. Now it is a boxy compared to the usual curved back panel. Actually, this curved back panel feels more comfortable to hold because obviously the rectangular box has a more surface area compared to the one having the rounded ones. That you have to decide, how comfortable phone you want. If you really want a slim, comfortable phone, this is not much comfortable to hold because it is slightly heavier, slightly big, 6.67 inches display, really big display, not the smallest one. On the right, you get the fingerprint sensor, which is quite good. Even after doing a heavy squat, it is working perfectly. Unlocking is good. Getting inside straight to the display. This is the exactly same display that you have seen on the previously Redmi Note 10 Pro series. The bottom bezels, in chin and punch hole camera, everything is exactly same. There is no difference at all. It is 6.67 inches Full HD plus Super AMOLED display. For this price segment, you can say this is the best display that you can get around. So this is the signature feature or deal-breaking feature with the Redmi Note 10 series. Now it is there with the Redmi Note 11 series also. This phone supports 120 Hz refresh rate. There are just 260, 120. There is no adaptive options available here. Under the hood, you get the latest Snapdragon 695. Remember the Snapdragon 6 series, Redmi Note 6 Pro, Realme 2 Pro. It is still based on the 6nm process technology. It is good for most of the regular tasks. For casual using, I did not find any problem. This phone works fine. But still, if you're doing some kind of gaming, so here's a BGMI test. I played BGMI for around 30 minutes just to see what is the temperature going on and is there any kind of lag or not. On the settings, you get the smooth graphics and the ultra frame rate only. There's no smooth extreme. Also with the max HD graphics, you get the high frame rate. When I played on the smooth and ultra, the game worked very well. I did not notice any kind of lags on this device. Maybe there could be one or two smaller lags, but those are unnoticeable. But once I played on the HD and the high frame rate setting, yes, there are good amount of lags. I mean, on the half an hour, I noticed around 4 to 5 times. I mean, yeah, there are lags. So obviously you have to play on this smooth and ultra. The thing is that on this price segment, there are a lot of good phones available which can offer you a lot better graphics setting. It is not justification you should play on the lowest graphics. What is the advantage of getting such a big beautiful display if you cannot play on the good graphics? This CPU is not very recommended for gaming purpose. If you're into that, please look on some other processors, especially the Dimensity 1800 series on this price segment. It's really good if you are into the 5G. Otherwise on the 4G, there are a lot of good old processors still available which can do a lot better gaming than this phone. If I'm trying to play some web series having the HDR contents, I'm only able to get the maximum HD setting with this phone. Also, not just that, on the YouTube, if you try to play any video, the maximum you get is the 1080p only. Not just that, if you look carefully here, there are two same clips on the same time duration. This one is playing by default automatically, but this one is not playing. The reason is that this clip is actually just 1080p 30 frames per second, while the same clip, if I just make it to the 4K 30, this device can play it, cannot play the video. So this device doesn't support even the 4K video playback. I mean, let's talk about the camera guys. On this setup, you get the same camera sensors that you get on the previous year's Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, the 108 MP sensor from the Samsung. Even the Xiaomi 11i is using the same sensor with a lot better processor. I'm telling you why the lot better processor. Okay, here are some of the samples, and yeah, in most of the situations, photos are coming good. They look nicer on a first shot, but like I told you, once you compare with some other phones, you will actually come to the differences. In the back shot here, for example, the previous photos, you can see it has focus on the leaves, not on the flower itself. Also a little bit of blurriness. Here, photo looks good, but if you do some bit of zoom, you can see lot of details are missing with this shot. Even there are a lot of good lighting condition. This shot look good and has a lot of good details, but color is slightly changed. It is much vibrant, feels like a gold, not in yellow. Okay, so far so good. This is a 108 MP photograph, right? You can see I'm not able to see a lot of good details inside, but same shot when I took with the Xiaomi 11i and the Realme 9 Pro Plus, those are having a lot better processor. All the shots came fine. You get a lot of details. So that's why I told you, you need to give some bit of time, and if you're just taking photos quickly, you might not get perfect result. Couple of indoor shots you can see, they look nicer, but if you just do a bit of zoom, you can see there's a good amount of noise, and also some details are missing and it's kind of overlapping with the background. On the complete low light, yeah, low light shot actually is good, I think. Not too bad, it's good, but still some issues, like there's a lens flare, you can see, which is common in the budget phones, but still there are some good options around this price segment, like Sony IMX766 sensor. It takes a lot better shot. So night photographs are good, not too terrible, but very good for this price segment. And here on the pool, you can see, you cannot see a lot of good details, but the same details when I tried with other phones, they are taking a lot good photos. Dynamic range with this phone is good, and you can see a lot of good details. Even on the shadows, if you zoom in, you find a lot of good details. Ultra wide photos are not very sharp. Yeah, they are true to original object, but since just 8 megapixel, you're not going to get a lot of good details. You can do twice zoom with the camera app, and the max you can go up to the 10x. We are going to focus on this cell tower, and this is the max 10x zoom. Clearly there is no telephoto lens, obviously you won't get much crazy high photograph. About the selfie, you get the 16 megapixel front camera, and by default beautification is on, you need to turn it off. In terms of photos from the rear and front camera, like it takes a decent shot, but the problem is with the video. With this sensor, you can just only film maximum 1080p 30 frames per second, not even the 1080p 60 frames per second. This is the limitation of this CPU. That's why this device is not able to do 4K playback, because also it is not able to film the 4K videos. Alright, let's talk about the speaker. Here's a quick sample. I'm just going to play this sample video. Speakers are good and very loud, but the placement is slightly odd. See, bottom is fine. Most of the phones do give you on the bottom, but here you get on the top the same we have seen on the Xiaomi 12X, 12 and the 12 Pro. I think for general purpose, if you are using this phone for the media consumption or as just a speaker purpose, you're watching something like that, then it is good because it is kind of a symmetrical directional output. But if you're doing some kind of gaming, you may end up closing the speakers opening. On the software front, this device is running the MIUI 13.0.3. Still, this is based on the Android 11. I think this is not good. Android 13 betas are now running on, and you're launching a device with the Android 11, not even 12. So you're going to get the maximum Android 13. If you're buying this phone for at least 2 to 3 years, then this phone is not going to give you a lot of updates in the near future. Yeah, there are some of the extra applications pre-installed which you can easily uninstall. So this phone is kind of a bloatware free now. On the battery, this phone comes with the 5000 milliamps battery capacity with the 67 watt charging support, and you get the same charger in the box also. In my test, it took around 45 minutes to completely charge the phone, and the company is claiming around 41 to 42 minutes. So near about close to that. Backup of this phone is really very good. We have used this phone for complete overnight, just to do a lot of recording things, and it will just keep on going. So yeah, this is very good in terms of that. And this Air Blaster, this phone is having the IP53 certification, and it did pass on the splash test, perfectly working fine. Okay, so what is the final verdict with this phone? See, if you have any of the Redmi Note 10 Pro and the Pro Max, I would say there is no need to upgrade to the Pro Plus 5G just because it is 5G, and I don't think so by the next year also you're going to get the 5G network. By that time, even you might have the Redmi Note 12 Pro, much better CPU and lot cheaper CPU. Nowadays it is very costly. But if you're first time going to buy this phone, and with the launch offers and all the exchange decent discount, you can get this phone in a cheaper price. But you need to look what is your exact main requirement. If you just want a casual phone, a Redmi phone, like it has a lot of good features, good display, good speaker, good durable phone, good design. But if you do a lot of gaming, then I think experience is not going to be very great. There are a lot of good options available on this same price segment, right? Photos are nice. It takes nice, good short photographs, but you have to be careful. You have to give time. Don't expect it like a crazy performance, just snap and take photos. It's not going to work like that because CPU is not that damn fast. Okay. So those are guys my thoughts with the 11 Pro 5G or Pro Plus 5G. Let me know what's your thought and verdict with this phone. Are you going to buy this phone or not? Thank you so much, guys. This is Saurabh. Have a great day.